Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Okay.
I got some questions. I'm building a gate, and I looked at this Keedex. Not sure if you have the right part number for the stainless. I think it says steel, but the Keedex K BXDBL weldable box. I needed that in stainless.
Okay.
And then it says it's compatible with the Sledge H-Series lock. So how much pin throw do I have out of that? Is there locks that we can buy that will go through the, that will reach through the frame and then into the latch on the wall? That's the part we're confused about. Is that we're welding the lockbox, or do we have to cut out the frame to put the lockbox right, at the end of the framing?
So, first of all, are you okay? Good. So, are you buying? Do you already have the H locks?
No, we haven't bought anything yet.
Okay. So the H locks are discontinued. So you may want to investigate all of the things that you need to buy before you buy anything. The S lock is interconnected by Schlage and still available, but you'll need to investigate whether that will work or not. Those puppies are dreadfully expensive. So the answer to your question is basically you're going to build your structure around this gate box. The jam post, yes, you're going to have to cut that, with your cutting torch or however you're going to prep the jam post.
So basically this is, because it's got that little lip to cover, right, that's already built in?
Yeah, that you might call that a stop or a latch protector, depending on the swing, in or out swing. Yeah, the problem with that thing is it's not offset at all, so you'll need to have a blank jam post that you'll prep for the latch and the bolt in the proper location.
Yeah. Well, do you make one without that stop?
Also known as you cutting it off?
Right.
Yeah. The answer is they might. They don't make that part number without it, nor are you sure they make it in, yeah, there it is, in stainless. Yeah, that'd be tough to cut off there, but yeah, it's going to have to, don't cut it off. You're prepping your jam post. Why cut it off?
Well, we're worried about the distance between the swing of the gate and then that jam post because we're using 2-inch framing, but now that you answered it, if I don't have a lock that has that kind of throw, I'm gonna have to cut that into my frame so that it's flush with the end of my outside frame, so that when the lock, whatever lock I use, is gonna be able to have enough throw to make it. And then
so the question is what's the projection of the latch
post is 1.5 inches away, so I've got a 2-inch post. If I'm only swinging, but still, if I'm swinging one way, I don't know if I have enough, but I'll have to check that. And then, I can just plasma cut that end off. And then you're saying that the H is discontinued, which you got here on your website, but this should fit any kind of lock, right?
Well, you can buy the gate box. The question I asked was, do you already have it? You might already have the H lock that you're repurposing or whatever it is.
No, we haven't bought any locks yet, so can we buy the locks and handles from you guys, or is that something but this should fit a normal, if I buy just a regular stainless steel lock set, it should fit in these holes, yes?
Well, maybe. It depends on what you buy. It possibly will, but you said H lock, and that means interconnected, and that means they fit
I just did that. So what does the H-lock mean again? I'm sorry?
The H-lock is interconnected. So that means that the dimension from the center of the deadbolt to the center of the latch is specific. So since you can't get new H-locks, you're going to want to determine what interconnected lock you're going to buy, and then you'll know the center to center of the latch and the bolt, 4-inch, whatever it is, and make sure you buy the appropriate centered gate box. Now, back previously, the projection on the latch is only 1/2 inch. So the margin between your jam post and the edge of your gate, I mean, if it's more than 1/4 inch, you're really not latching very much.
Right. So on your website, it says this is compatible with the H series that you say is discontinued. So what is it compatible with now? I only said the H-lock because that's what you have on your website, right? So
I don't know what you mean other than what you say. So if someone calls and says I need a thing for an H, here's the part number, and that part number is intended for H-locks. I'm assuming you've got H-locks because they're still out there. You don't have an H-lock. You'll have to, if you're doing interconnected, you'll have to determine whose interconnected you're doing, and then you'll know the center to center, and then you'll know which gate box you need. Now, if you don't want the locks interconnected, then you can use this. Hell yeah, you can. Sure, it doesn't matter. It's for an H.
I got it.
But if you're using
I guess I'm into the part where it's interconnected. What if it's interconnected?
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. So back, 20 years ago, residential and even some hotels, you could hit the inside trim and it will pull back the latch bolt and the deadbolt in one act. So it's interconnected in the sense that when you turn the knob or the lever, it's pulling back the deadbolt as well. On the inside, you'll always have a big escutcheon plate because that's where the inner workings of the interconnected nature of the lock are. On the outside, you may or may not have that plate. So from the outside, it might just look like two separate locks. But interconnected locks are not two separate locks. They're one lock that you can retract for emergency egress with one act.
Okay. So I don't.
You've encountered them. So. You might just have to be thinking about it.
Okay. Well, I don't necessarily need that on a gate.
I agree.
Right?
I don't think you need.
If they deadbolted it, they can unlock the deadbolt with the key, and then unlock the bottom handle. Okay. So I get. Okay. That's what the interconnect is.
Yeah, so I've done a lot of gate work for guys, 3-flat guys up in Chicago. I mean, I don't think you really need a deadbolt. I think you should use a storeroom knob only, or use a slam latch style deadbolt, one rather than 2 lock preps. The client is going to end up not throwing that deadbolt ultimately. So it's just extra work, extra money. So, that's... From a guy who sells gate boxes and locks for guys that do this, one hole is more typical. So, for whatever that's worth.
Understood, yeah. Okay, I get it, yeah. The reason that they put the deadbolts on these is because you can reach around. It'd have to be locked on both sides. I get it. I need to have that conversation with the client. So,
yeah, the gate,
either the single or the double box. And you sell a single?
Well, yeah, sure. So the gate design can change so that you can't reach in, or Keedex has hardware to prevent someone from reaching in and turning and opening stuff. Or you just go with something that's got a key on both sides, like that slam. It's a deadbolt, but it has a slam latch on it. Like B250 will do that. Marks has one. So it's a double-cylinder deadbolt, but rather than a bolt, it's a latch. So it's pretty cool.
Double-cylinder deadbolt. Okay. Well, you've been very helpful. I appreciate your time today.
Thanks for calling, sir.
You got it, man. Have a good one. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.